Hello, Leo, and welcome to your 2019 January love reading. If you are new, I am Princess India. If you are a returning subscriber, Sam. That's Wazam. You know. Anyway, so when I was shuffling you guys' cards before I turned the camera on, Spirit said that when you pour into things that don't pour into you, you lose viable life force energy. So in other words, when you put your energy in, because this is a love reading, we'll put this in the context of love. Whenever you are putting time, effort, and energy into a situation, relationship, what have you, and the person is not putting in as much as you are, like isn't reciprocating what it is that you're putting in, it's almost as if you poke a hole in your solar plexus and you lose life force energy. So if you find yourself feeling very tired, if you find yourself feeling lethargic or a lack of motivation, confusion, anything along those lines, it's usually because there's someone that you have an emotional, energetic cord with that you're investing a lot but not getting a return on said investment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pick an overall energy for you as well as your cross watcher. So the first card is going to be for Leo. The second card is going to be for your cross watcher. And then we're going to dig into the energies between the two of you guys. So Spirit, please give us clear and direct guidance for my Leos in reference to their love life for the month of January, please, Spirit. Anything that they need to know, any insight that they need, go ahead and reveal that in this wonderful reading, please, Spirit. And of course, as always, I thank you in advance. Oh, first card for Leo. Oh, gosh, okay. Leo has two cards. Second card for their cross watcher. Wow. I hope you guys 2019 is going fantabulous so far. Oh, goodness. So the cross watcher has two cards. The cards that came out for the cross watcher is playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. And you deserve love. You are lovable. And for Leo, we have finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. In chemistry, there's a strong magnetic attraction here. So that kind of makes sense for me, Leo. If you kind of resonate with that, or you're feeling in a relationship right now that there's not much reciprocity, that viable life force energy that you're, because this is an energetic thing, you know, but that you're losing, it's affecting your motivation and your career path, and quite possibly even your finances, because what could be the byproduct of that is like a lack mentality. So it's more or less like settling into an energy of feeling like, you know, not enough, or I wouldn't go as far as to say like emotionally bankrupt, but it's kind of like feeling alone. Like if you're in a relationship and feeling alone in a relationship, that loneliness or that void that's being felt, because of course we're holistic beings, it can start to kind of bleed out into other facets of your life. So it's more or less a perspective thing, even though it's not really an issue. When I was pre-shuffling, that card came out. Whoa. Interesting. Well, you guys are leaving a lot of stuff behind. That's a good thing. Okay. That's a wonderful solution. So let me get the cards for your cross watcher, and I'm gonna jump into this thug thizzle. The main thing that's your main desire right now is the happy family card. So more often than not, the thing that I would say is it's looking to me so far as if you guys have met someone that you're kind of digging, right? And your desire overall is a commitment or a family situation. If you're, you know, a single parent It's wanting, you know, to have the other or whatever to complete your family. But in the past, because we have blossoming abundance in reverse in the past, but then we have your third eye chakra in reverse. So it's a disconnect with spirit and a need for a reconnect with spirit. Because I think this situation is requiring discernment. Because to say, for me to pre-shuffle for you guys in spirit to give a very spiritual message, it's almost like, to me, this is something, of course it's something energetic, but it's something energetic that's happening that you guys aren't privy to. So it's kind of like looking around life and trying to figure out what's wrong, but not exactly sure. And I feel like this is a person, it's almost like you guys are sensing something about this person you guys are interested in. And I'm not really seeing this so much for the cross watcher cards, because I'm looking at the fact that this is slightly different. This being the only card for the cross watcher that's turned over, the other two are face down. And looking at all of your cards that are face up, it's like, I feel like this is separate from the rest of the message, right? So the thing is that you're desiring a family unit with a person that isn't necessarily, okay, it's a financial thing with this person. So, okay, this is how I would be hearing it. So Leo has a sense of stability, in a sense of like, Leo may have a job, maybe working, and, you know, handling your business. You may be connecting with someone who is either like unemployed or they're having trouble financially. And because of wanting to create this foundation with this person, wanting to have a family with this person, you've been helping them out a great deal. You know what I mean? But it's starting to wear on you. The past cards that we have for you guys, we have Blossoming Abundance. We have the 7th chakra, which is your crown chakra, and the 6th chakra, which is your third eye, that's in reverse. So this is more or less saying to me that spirit is trying to give guidance in reference to whatever it is that you guys would consider abundance. It doesn't necessarily have to always be financial. You know what I mean? But I take that into account because with you guys overall energy being finances and career, right? And that being an issue in your love life. But in a sense, that could also mean that you're dating a boss, you know, or someone that you work with. But in so many ways, coming into this present moment, spirit has been trying to give you guidance and insight into why it is you guys aren't feeling abundant, whether that's financially, in love, or what have you. But presently, the main thing that you're desiring is this stable family home life type of situation. But the person that we have here, and this card can show up 2 different ways, and that's why I'm kind of like treading back and forth. You have an attraction and a strong draw to this person, and I think like what the whole message spirit is saying overall is like, when you pour into something that doesn't pour into you, you lose viable life force energy, right? Your life force energy is abundance. So because you guys are giving to something that isn't giving back to you, it's like your life force energy / abundance / finances, right, is being siphoned out of you. So that's like there's a hole in the tank and it's spilling out, right? But it seems to be this figure here, right? So because this is a general reading, and it could be manifesting for different people in different ways, it's not really so much about the why, it's just spirit bringing it to your awareness, right? The chemistry is why you connected to this person. The chemistry is why you may be ignoring all of the signs or symptoms that you're feeling, because the overall goal is to have this, right? And this, I mean, for some people, it could even be you don't have kids, this person does. It could be them paying child support, you helping them pay child support, or helping them take care of their children, whatever the case may be. That's not really so much important because, you know, me hearing this so broad, it could manifest a myriad of different ways. But the whole purpose of what it is I heard initially and what's showing up now is spirit letting you guys know that there has been intuitive messages that have been trying to come to help you guys see this. But I guess, you're watching this, so you're getting it. But that's been kind of the whole situation. Then with rest and rejuvenation, this is kind of letting me know that you guys, you're coming out of a state of being in chaos. You know what I mean? But the card that was before that one is the door to spirit, and that being blocked. The reason for that is this. It's not listening to your intuition. It's being blocked off from spirit. So it's trying to, like I said, find solutions for this problem. And it's like you've been looking everywhere, but you can't figure out what the root of it is. It's like it's more of an energetic thing. So it's a need to listen to your intuition, because I think your attraction or your feelings for this person and what it is that you're desiring overall is overshadowing what it is that spirit has been trying to tell you. And that's what has this door kind of blocked. But with this door being blocked, what lies behind the door is rest and rejuvenation. So I don't know why that is, because we have a myriad of different reasons why it is we kind of turn off our intuition. And especially, I mean, if it's a family thing, and this is something that me and my friends actually kind of talked about, is even like a lot of my friends admitted that when, like, they always die hard watch my channel, right? But when they're in relationships, they admitted they're less likely, or if they're dating someone, that they're less likely to watch my channel, because they're like, the whole reason why is because we feel like, if something is wrong, I kind of don't want to know. Like, I'd rather just kind of find out, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like a willful blindness, and that's okay. We're all there, I think it's kind of hard when you first meet someone and you do watch, videos, just because, and not just mine, I mean, like anyone, just because, you don't want something to plant a seed of doubt in the situation. So that's completely understandable. But in this specific situation, because this is a very specific situation, the Leo person that I would be talking to, and I'm not saying that this would fall for every single Leo. I really feel like I'm tuning into a very specific group. It's like you would know this as your reading if the fact that you're dating someone, right? And your overall desire is like marriage, commitment, family. This person is having struggles with something, whether it's physical finances, you know what I mean? Or it's something where you feel like there's not an equal give and take in the relationship. You're giving more to the relationship than is being given back to you. But it's almost kind of like beyond your better judgment. You're kind of turning a blind eye to feeling... Well, I guess I'm trying to say it in like a broad way, either tired or broke or whatever, or feeling like things are kind of stagnated or dry in your life, or feeling kind of stuck, right? Or not really knowing how to move forward. It's like you're feeling this way in your life, and you've been looking for different reasons why that is, and you can't find one, but the feeling is still there. And you feel like this person could have something to do with it, but you're kind of overlooking that because of the connection and what it is that you want, right? But the whole thing is here, the only reason why Spirit's been trying to send you messages is because Spirit has been trying to give you, right, abundance and rest, right? That's the whole thing here. So balancing everything out. So what it really is, it's a need to listen to the intuition, because it's almost like the chemistry has been overvalued more than the intuition. And like I said, this is not for everyone, right? So if it doesn't resonate, then, it's just not your reading. But just for me to get a message before about, the whole life force energy thing. If you're pouring into something that isn't pouring back into you, you're losing viable life force energy. This is for a very specific group of people. But the whole thing is, it's this person. And it's because you're giving a lot to this person, whether emotionally, energetically, or financially, and they're not pouring back into you. So there's a need to set some boundaries, because your desire for a family is the weakness. Like, that's like the open part in your fort of how this person is kind of siphoning from you. Like, this is the connection between you two. They're draining you, and this is the open door that's allowing it. And everything in your life is kind of topsy-turvy because of this connection. This is how it looks on my table. Like, these are all the facets of your life, you know? And it's like, these are the two things. You're not feeling very abundant. Spirit is trying to give you rest, but the door is closed because it's a lack of listening to the intuition, because what is superseding all of this is this desire for this family, this stability, and this person tuning in and sucking out your life force energy because you're holding on to this ideal because of this chemistry, right? But the root of the problem of like what's happening with all of this, and finances and career can symbolize a myriad of different things. It's just anything that's considered energetic currency. Your career is your vehicle for obtaining finance, right? And finances is an energetic currency. Your time is an energetic currency. You know what I mean? Your energy, meaning your exertion, your motivation, that's energetic currency. So anything that falls under that whole motivation, you know, earthly type of things, the tools that we use to obtain or the things that we receive back, right? That's what this is talking about. Okay. Now on to your cross watcher. They have playfulness and you deserve love. Now, I can tell you already, and I think I might even include this card up here. I don't think that this cross watcher situation, I'm going to keep this in the middle. I don't think this is going to have anything to do with this, to be quite honest, because that is a very specific message. Very, very specific. I don't think this is going to have much to do with this, to be quite honest. Not speaking your truth and contract. Okay, so we have playfulness. You deserve love for the cross watcher. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit to shine, and you are lovable, right? So for the cross watcher, we have the fifth chakra in reverse, not speaking truth. We have hostilities in reverse, so it's coming out of a defensiveness. And then we have contract, right? So very well, and I'm going to pull another row for my other Leos that aren't in this specific situation. But what it's looking like to me is it's speaking up for what it is you want and desire, cross watcher. Like in the past, that's not something that you've really done, because it's almost like trying to guard yourself against rejection. So it's more or less being afraid of, if I speak my truth, I'll be rejected. But it's almost like a whimsical, and I think that's more of a byproduct of this this sense of self-love that you guys are stepping into. It's more or less, that's like this spark in self-love, so to speak, is giving you the motivation to want to be more free-spirited when it comes to how you're showing up in life. So the defensiveness that you guys have always had in reference to not speaking up is the fear of like sounding silly, looking silly, or speaking your truth to someone that you care about, you know what I mean, and being rejected. But I feel like coming into January, you guys are feeling a lot more free-spirited, and that's because of this self-love that's been cultivated. So it's like you're more, I guess you would say, flirty and bubbly and, you know, wanting to get to know new people and things of the sort, right? So it's kind of like putting your defenses down. And I feel like all of this really is rooted in a karmic lesson you guys learned closing 2018. So whatever it was, whatever the root of this was, it was realizing like a self-acceptance type of thing. Like if I accept me, then other people will accept me. But the reason why I may have experienced rejection in the past, right, is mostly because of what I was projecting or what I was sending out into the universe. It's like, because I was, and it kind of reminds me of something I was saying in a reading last year, but it's more or less like, I think it was one of those twin flame readings. Like, if I can't accept someone else if I don't first accept myself. So it's like, I can't choose you until I choose me. So it's like, coming into 2019, you guys made the decision to choose you. And you choosing you and making decisions in alignment with that courageousness, that's the byproduct of choosing things in your highest good, right? That's giving you the courage to speak your truth, to kind of step out of your comfort zone, to not, try to hide things that you perceive to be rejected. And this is just confirmation that that was the lesson. Everything that you guys experienced in 2018, it's like a freedom that you guys are stepping into now. So you're feeling like you can really live your best life, in so many words. So, wow, I'm hearing a song in my head right now about my first group of people. And I feel the need to say that, Leo, if this doesn't resonate with you, I don't know if that could be like vice versa. Like, if Leo would resonate with this second row and that's your cross watcher, I don't know. But that would more or less mean that you would be siphoning life force energy out of someone. But the song I'm hearing right now, it's a song by Janae Aiko and Drake. But I'm hearing the chorus of the song. But it's not for this group of people. I got to watch when I do that, y'all. Like, when I look down at a row of cards, I'll get more messages. But for that first group, it's that song, I Love Me. I love me enough for the both of us. Wait. I love me enough for the both of us. And that's why you trust me. Something. So what are you so afraid of? Darling, you give, but you cannot take love. I remember the first time, I think that was my little sister who played that song for me. But the first time I heard that song, I was mortified by that chorus. I love me enough for the both of us. That is exactly like that message that Spirit was giving me. Like, you can't love yourself enough for two people. So it's like, oh, you don't love yourself? Well, I love me. I can love me and love you. No, that's not how that works. Wow, that's so interesting. So that's the reason why there's that unequalness. So I don't know if there's somebody who listens to that song, and if you resonate with that, it's like that is a codependency, because you can't love yourself enough for two people. Because if the other person doesn't love themselves, the only thing they can be by default is a leech. You know what I'm saying? All they can do is take from you, because they can't give you anything, But it's like, but then the thing that's contradictory is she says you give, but you cannot take love. You can't give something that you don't have. If I don't have $1 million, I can't give you $1 million. And that's where this whole thing of energetic currency is coming in, because in the spiritual realm, even though money is paper money, your time and your energy, they follow that same frequency of how money goes. Like, you give it. So I exert myself at work, spending energy. When I go to bed, I take a nap. It's like I'm regaining energy by recharging. I use my cell phone all day. The battery goes dead. I plug it in to charge it back up. But if I keep using my cell phone and I don't recharge it, my battery is going to go dead. If I keep working, exerting energy, and I don't take a nap, I don't rest, I don't eat, I don't replenish myself, I'll literally die from exhaustion, So there has to be a give and take. So it's more or less, it's this thought, because it being so much of a fluid concept of like loving people and things of the sort. And the reason why I've been talking about a lot about energetic laws or universal laws and things of the sort is because there's a need to understand how things work. It's like in the, idealistic sense of things, of course, that sounds very beautiful. I love me. I love me enough for the both of us. Like, you're safe with me. I love you, you know, like you can trust me, so on and so forth. And it's like, but you give me so much love, but you can't take love from someone, you know, because I can give. But the truth is of that, looking at like the laws of cause and effect, so to speak, it's like what you put out, it has to be replenished. So in the romanticized poetic sense, as a poet myself, that sounds extremely beautiful. But the therapist in me is like, that's codependent as hell. That is not healthy. That is not cute. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a need to ground oneself in that. And I'm sorry that message just came through when I'm trying to look at this cross watcher person. But yeah, you might want to listen to that song. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, but back to this cross watcher person, or Leo if you resonate with this, because it can go vice versa as a general read. It's self-love that has given you this power and this perspective of wanting to be more playful and to experience more in life in reference to your love life. It's the desire to, you know, kind of step out and, you know, be the flirty guy or gal, you know, get out there and really experience things, swipe right on Tinder and things of the sort, right? So I'm pulling this last little row of cards just because, like I said, this message up here is very, very, very specific. And I don't want to go as far as to say that every single Leo resonates with this. So this reading is going to be a no holds bar type of deal. This first row is usually for the sign that I'm reading for. The second row is usually for the cross watcher. But because this came out the way that it did, wherever you fall in one of these three rows, whether you resonate with the top, you resonate with the bottom, it's whatever. So anywho, so this third row is whoever this resonates with. Dog, this is so good on so many levels. Okay, so this is another group entirely. So we have one person who's coming into 2019 in tune with their self-love, respect, and worth. Them learning to speak their truth, no longer being defensive. It's fully like embracing oneself, and that being the person's lesson for 2018, right? So coming into 2019, it's more or less manifesting your desires. Now, with my third person, their overall energy is wedding, right? This situation involves marriage. Now, first card they have is patience. The second card that they have, oh Lord, hold on, I'm picking up the other cards, is adjacent possibilities, right? And the last card is Goddess of the Moon, okay? So what this is telling me with this other person or people or whoever this is, because clearly this is a couple, I would say that this person that was in the initial cross watcher position, right? You're stepping into 2019 in tune with self, in tune with your highest good, right? And that being something that released you from contracts in your love life. So you may have been, like what I talked about up here, may have been what it is that you were used to. That very well could be true as well. It could be that in 2018, you were consistently in unrequited love situations where you were putting in more than you were getting back. And it's learning the lesson of valuing self, choosing me first, and only making decisions of things in my highest good, and not going into situations with a mindset that's going to cause me to manifest that into my reality. And this thus would be, and I would love if this was the case, that all of this energy that I picked up on is past tense energy. And this is how Leo was showing up in 2019. That would be beautiful. Y'all let me know if that's the case. But the beautiful thing about this is the person that you guys would draw in is someone, because with patience, what this says to me is it's someone who wanted this happy family, right? But they were willing to put in the time, energy, and effort on themselves and kind of being in that hanged man position of waiting on the right timing, because it's them knowing that if I am what I am, I'm making decisions in what I am, I'm going to draw to me what's for me. So this would be a person who's standing in their power just as this other person is, right? And it's opening them up because they waited on divine timing. Presently, they're coming into a time where a myriad of doors are opening for them. So this other person has a lot of opportunities. And I feel that it's a lot of opportunities in the sense of suitors. So I feel like with this person in the past, like in 2018 or towards the ending of the year, but I would say all of 2018, this other person whose overall energy is the wedding card, their love life was kind of dry, right? Like they really didn't have a lot of opportunities. It may have been one person that they were, kind of having their eye on, but that didn't quite pan out. But now after this energy shift and stepping into this year, they have a myriad of different people that they could choose from, right? But at the heart of it, their desire is to have a stable, committed relationship. But in spite of all of the opportunities that they have of who to choose, and a lot of people who are interested in them, they're going to, and then another thing is this person is extremely intuitively gifted. They're very in tune with spirit. They're going to allow spirit to lead them to who it is that's right for them. Now, seeing the contract card under the goddess of the moon, this lets me know that this is, spirit, please let that be what it is. Because this is like a divine partnership that's led together by this other person stepping into their power and seeing themselves in their beauty. You know what I'm saying? It's like that change of how I saw myself is changing how I'm relating to other people now. And this person has done that work. And these are two people who are coming together in this situation 9 times out of 10 is going to lead to marriage. Because what I'm really feeling with this person here that has the wedding card as their overall energy is that despite the fact of all of the people that they meet and all the people that are interested in them, it's an intuitive resonance that they're looking for. And when they come across this person, it's going to be like, that's them. And things are going to pan out. And that's more or less the end of this cycle and the beginning of a new one. And there is that commonality between the two of them because it's that likeness and experience. So, ending this reading, Leo, ideally what I would hope is that the energy that I picked up on initially of things being siphoned out is a part of this past karmic lesson you guys had to learn and what you're stepping out of. And this is giving you a glimpse of what plugging that hole and no longer pouring into situations that don't pour into you. This is showing you what it is that you guys are going to be walking into, right? So ideally, that's what I would say or like to believe that this is about. But in the event that it's not, and you do resonate with this first row that I did starting the reading, this is giving you a heads up from spirit, what it is that's happening, what has been the source of the problem, but it's giving you a solution of how to fix it. And it's also giving you a glimpse of what your future could look like if you choose to solve that problem. There is someone for you out there that wants the same exact thing that you want. But the key is, and I've said this to someone else, is not trying to put chewing gum and duct tape on a situation just because you have a magnetic attraction to someone. We resonate with a lot of people. There's lots of people we encounter day to day that are parts of our soul family. They're kindred spirits. But the whole key is even though you come from the same source or the same, frequency soul family or what have you, and you're tied to this person in that sense, what we are doing in our human life from the moment that we were born, it's like the choices that we're making, it covers that frequency in like mud in a sense. So even though at a heart level we're vibrating at the same frequency because we come from the same ethereal tribe on some stuff, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm in your highest good, because the choices that I make as a human are going to overshadow who it is I really am until I surrender to that. So the whole thing is when you have intuitive gifts, and that's the thing I think why empaths a lot of times end up in situations with people who are like little soul suckers, energy vampires, so to speak, because this person from this first row is an energy vampire. That's what that looks like. It's like this person is living off of your life force energy in so many words. But the whole key is with all of this is when you have intuitive gifts, you have the ability to see people at their highest. The purpose for that is for the spiritual work that you do working with others and seeing a person at their highest good so you can work with them to help them to cultivate that. If a person is not interested in cultivating their highest good, it doesn't matter what it is that you see in them if they don't see it in themselves. So you'll be like, a tire stuck in mud. You'll be spinning your wheels constantly, thinking you can love this person out of their pain, resonating with them because you come from the soul family, but they got lost on the journey and forgot who it is they are. So until they remember, it's like you can't help them see. You cannot teach people to see. Either you do or you don't. You understand what I'm saying? And that's ultimately up to us. No one is ever left to their own devices because we all come from the same source overall. So the same abilities that I have, that you have, we all have the ability to tap into. It's just a matter if someone chooses to. Just like someone could listen to all of this that I'm saying and choose to not listen to it. That is your right. That is your free will. Just as spirit has given you different signs and symbols, or you watch a video on YouTube or something keeps showing up on your timeline and you listen to it and it revolutionizes your life. It revolutionizes your life because you heard it, it resonated, and you chose to align with it. But you could have listened to it. You resonated with it, but you could have chose to not do anything about it. So it's not your responsibility to bring anyone out of their journey, because we're all on our individual journeys for a very specific reason. The same ability you have to pull yourself out of the gutter, everyone else has. It's not to say that we shouldn't help other people, but you have to help people who want to help themselves. It's the same thing that I can say in a very tangible sense with a therapeutic process. Me being a counselor, I can't stand on a street corner and pull people off the bus and say, hey, come get some counseling. They have to contact me because they want to go through their healing process. Even with my clients, if they don't want to heal, that is their right. It's not my right to impose it on them. It's all a free choice thing. If you're not ready to change, there is no amount of anything that anyone can do, no amount of wisdom, knowledge, love that anyone possesses that will force you to change or incite you to change. That's something that the person themselves has to choose. And that's a responsibility that you would want to take off of your shoulders because it's not your responsibility. Yes, we're supposed to be there for people who want help, but we can't force people to want help, right? Don't know why I had to say all of that, but that's that. So anyway, I'm going to throw the dice of resonance. That got really deep real quick. But that's the whole thing that this is. So I'm hoping, and in my highest desire, it would be that this is something that is picking up on the energy you guys are leaving out of, and y'all are in this playful, I love myself type of mode. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to know what codependency looks like, this is that. You know what I mean? It's that. And again, like I've been telling everyone, the post that I put on Instagram yesterday, you may want to check that out because it talks about that. It's like an approval addiction in so many words. But that's not how love works. Okay? But I think this is beautiful because Spirit has shown you like this is like that life or death path. And that's been coming up a lot this month. But anyway, we're going to throw the dice of resonance. And that's the 12 zodiac signs. I have 2 clarifying die that say the roles someone plays in your life, as well as if it's sun, moon, or rising, and you have the ability to ask a yes or no question. So if you want to ask a yes or no question, I suggest that you pause me, think of that question. And the options that you have are yeses and nos and time-sensitive answers. And in the event that a time-sensitive answer comes out, you would take that as a yes and the time frame in which it would happen. But I don't interpret them. It's just how it resonates is how it resonates. So we have Taurus, Libra. We have yes in a few months. Nope. Yes. Yes in a few months. Then we have family and question mark, which means that Taurus and Libra could be their sun, moon, rising, Venus, midheaven, whatever, you know? So yes, in a few months, Libra, Taurus, and family. So my sweet, precious Leo, that has been your January 2019 reading. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I love you guys faces, and I will see you sooner than later. Deuces.